we would learn how reliable their vehicles are becoming based on how often they needed disengagements. 165. In 2017, Waymo reported 63 disengagements over 352,545 mi, 567,366 kilometers of testing, an average distance of 5,596 mi, 9,006 kilometers, between disengagements, the highest among companies reporting such figures. Waymo also traveled a greater total distance than any of the other companies. Their 2017 rate of 0.18 disengagements per 1,000 mi, 1,600 kilometers, was an improvement over the 0.2 disengagements per 1,000 mi, 1,600 kilometers, in 2016 and 0.8 in 2015. In March 2017, Uber reported an average of just 0.67 mi, 1.08 kilometer, per disengagement. In the final 3 months of 2017, Cruise, now owned by GM, averaged 5,224 mi, 8,407 kilometers, per disengagement over a total distance of 62,689 mi, 100,888 kilometers. 166. In July 2018, the first electric driverless racing car, Robocar, completed a 1.8 kilometer track, using its navigation system and artificial intelligence. 167. Distance between disengagement and total distance traveled autonomously in the 2010 ScarMaker California. 2016, 166. California. 2018, 168. California. 2019, 169. Distance between disengagements. Total distance. A Trevele distance between disengagements. Total distance. A Trevele distance between disengagements. Total distance. A Trevele Waymo 5,128 mi, 8,253 kilometers, 635,868 mi, 1,023,330 kilometer, 11,154 mi, 17,951 kilometers, 1,271,587 mi, 2,046,421 kilometer, 11,017 mi, 17,730 kilometers, 1,450,000 mi, 2,330,000 kilometer. BMW 638 mi, 1,027 kilometers, 638 mi, 1,027 kilometers, Nissan 263 mi, 423 kilometer, 6,056 mi, 9,746 kilometers, 210 mi, 340 kilometers, 5,473 mi, 8,808 kilometers, Ford 197 mi, 317 kilometers, 590 mi, 950 kilometers, General Motors 55 mi, 89 kilometers, 8,156 mi, 13,126 kilometers, 5,205 mi, 8,377 kilometers, 447,621 mi, 720,376 kilometers, 12,221 mi, 19,668 kilometers, 831,040 mi, 1,337,430 kilometer, active 15 mi, 24 kilometers, 2,658 mi, 4,278 kilometers, Tesla 3 mi, 4.8 kilometers, 550 mi, 890 kilometers, Mercedes-Benz 2 mi, 3.2 kilometers, 1.673 mi, 1083 kilometers, 1.5 mi, 2.4 kilometers, 1,749 mi, 2,815 kilometers, Bosch 7 mi, 11 kilometers, 983 mi, 1,582 kilometers, Zooey 1,923 mi, 3,095 kilometers, 30,764 mi, 49,510 kilometers, 1,595 mi, 2,567 kilometers, 67,015 mi, 107,850 kilometers, Neuro 1,028 mi, 1,654 kilometers, 24,680 mi, 39,720 kilometers, 2,022 mi, 3,254 kilometers, 68,762 mi, 110,662 kilometers, Pony.RE 1,022 mi, 1,645 kilometers, 16,356 mi, 26,322 kilometers, 6,476 mi, 10,422 kilometers, 174,845 mi, 281,386 kilometers, Baidu, Apollon, 206 mi, 332 kilometers, 18,093 mi, 29,118 kilometers, 18,050 mi, 29,050 kilometers, 108,300 mi, 174,300 kilometers, Aurora 100 mi, 160 kilometers, 32,858 mi, 52,880 kilometers, 280 mi, 450 kilometers, 39,729 mi, 63,938 kilometers, Apple 1.1 mi, 1.8 kilometer, 79,745 mi, 128,337 kilometers, 118 mi, 190 kilometers, 7,544 mi, 12,141 kilometers, Uber 0.4 mi, 0.64 kilometer, 26,899 mi, 43,290 kilometers, 0 mi, 0 kilometers. In the 2020s disengagements as of 2022, disengagements are at the center of the controversy. The problem is that reporting companies have varying definitions of what qualifies as a disengagement, and that definition can change over time. 170, 165. Executives of self-driving car companies have criticized disengagements as a deceptive metric, because it does not take into account the higher degree of difficulty navigating urban streets compared with interstates. Highway. 171. Compliance. In April 2021, WP.29 issued the Master Document on Test Method for Automated Driving, NATM. 172. In October 2021, the Europe's Comprehensive Pilot Test of Automated Driving on Public Roads, L3 Pilot, demonstrated automated systems for cars in Hamburg, Germany, in conjunction with its World Congress 2021. SAE Level 3 and 4 functions were tested on ordinary roads. 173, 174, at the end of February 2022, the final results of the L3 pilot project were published. 175, in November 2022, an international standard ISO 34502 on scenario-based safety evaluation framework was published. 176, 177. Collision avoidance in April 2022. Collision avoidance testing was demonstrated by Nissan. 178. 179. Also, Waymo published a document about collision avoidance testing in December 2022. 180. Simulation and validation in September 2022. The project released a software system of driving intelligence validation platform, DIV, as the achievement of Japanese national project CIPIDAS led by Cabinet Office with the same name of its sub-project, which is interoperable with Open Simulation Interface, OSI, of ASM. 181, 182, 183. Topics in November 2021. The California Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, notified Pony.ai that it was suspending its driverless testing permit following a reported collision in Fremont on the 28th of October. This incident stands out because the vehicle was in autonomous mode and didn't involve any other vehicle. 184. In May 2022, DMV revoked Pony.ai's permit for failing to monitor the driving records of the safety drivers on its testing permit. 185. In April 2022, it is reported that Cruise's testing vehicle blocked fire engine on emergency call, and sparked questions about an autonomous vehicle's ability to handle unexpected roadway issues. 186. 187. In November 2022, Toyota gave a demonstration of one of its GR Yaris test car equipped with AI, which had been trained on the skills and knowledge of professional rally drivers to enhance the safety of self-driving cars. 188. Toyota has been using the learnings from the collaborative activities with Microsoft in FIA World Rally Championship since 2017 season. 189. Pedestrian reaction in 2023. David R. Large, Senior Research Fellow with the Human Factors Research Group at the University of Nottingham, disguised himself as a car seat in a study to test people's reactions to driverless cars. He said, "We wanted to explore how pedestrians would interact with a driverless car and developed this unique methodology to explore their reactions." The study found that, in the absence of someone in the driving seat, pedestrians trust certain visual prompts more than others when deciding whether to cross the road. 190. Incidents. Tesla Autopilot. As of November 2021, Tesla's Advanced Driver Assistance System, ADAS, Autopilot is classified as a Level 2. 191, on the 20th of January 2016. The first of 5 known fatal crashes of a Tesla with autopilot occurred in China's Hubei province. 192, according to China's 163.com news channel. This marked China's first accidental death due to Tesla's automatic driving system. Initially, Tesla pointed out that the vehicle was so badly damaged from the impact that the recorder was not able to conclusively prove that the car had been on autopilot at the time. However, 163.com pointed out that other factors, such as the car's absolute failure to take any evasive actions prior to the high-speed crash, and the driver's otherwise good driving record, seemed to indicate a strong likelihood that the car was an autopilot at the time. A similar fatal crash occurred 4 months later in Florida. 193, 194, in 2018, in a subsequent civil suit between the father of the driver killed and Tesla. Tesla did not deny that the car had been on autopilot at the time of the accident, and sent evidence to the victim's father documenting that fact. 195. The second known fatal accident involving a vehicle being driven by itself took place in Williston, Florida on 7 May 2016 while a Tesla Model S electric car was engaged in autopilot mode. The occupant was killed in a crash with an 18-wheel tractor-trailer. On the 28th of June, 2016, the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, opened a formal investigation into the accident, working with the Florida Highway Patrol. According to NHTSA, preliminary reports indicate the crash occurred when the tractor-trailer made a left turn in front of the Tesla at an intersection on a non-controlled access highway, and the car failed to apply the brakes.